we're gonna play another song for you because we choose to do that. We're professionals, just for Chicago. Everybody.
It is a no-brainer that music festivals play an important role in today's society as they have done for decades. They give us a chance to relax while enjoying our favorite tunes with friends or new people, no matter if it's at Coachella, Bonnaroo, the Beale Street Music Festival, or many countless others. However, there is one music festival that has only happened 3 times in history that many want to return. That festival is Woodstock, a festival that originated in August of 1969 to promote peace, love, and happiness. Taking place on a farm in White Lake, New York, over 400,000 hippies attended from across the country. The event was such a huge success that the same organizers threw it again in Saugerties, New York 25 years later in August of 1994. However, the peace, love, and happiness were starting to disappear as seen in these examples.
Yes, Primus!
More Primus? Yes, then we do suck. You'll know that before the set's over.
Thank you, good night!
Oh, what is this free hippie love? How you doing, all you rich mother?
Do you have the time to listen to me whine about nothing and everything all at once?
I am not going to become a mud hippie. I don't care what you say.
The event was also a success in many ways, so organizers put together the event again in 1999, which is when it changed forever. Almost 30 years to the date of the original Woodstock, fans and music junkies rejoiced. This time, taking place on a former Air Force base in the town of Rome, New York. This time around, the festival was totally different than the past two.
Woodstock 99! This is Woodstock 99, baby! Woo!
You gotta keep them separated.
Although the atmosphere had changed 30 years since the original festival, 3 more days of peace, love, and happiness were planned for once again. The first official day of the festival started on Friday, July 23rd, 1999, and any type of music genre you can imagine was present.
Thank you! We got to go, y'all!
Even some genres that were not present at the previous 2 Woodstock events were added to the lineup in the 1999 event.
My doors go, your doors go, and then we go shut down. First we had a ride.
Woodstock 99 had something for everyone to enjoy.
Easy enough to be wise. Measure these things by your praise. Sank into.
However, as the festival continued to go on, it started to progress into more of a rock concert.
All the girlies say I'm pretty fly for a white guy.
Even into heavy metal. One thing that was starting to be noticed quickly was that the intended peace, love, and happiness was somewhat starting to disappear. Even some of the artists noticed it themselves.
It's an awesome festival, but the hippies are dead now.
I'm not into that hippie crap. We ain't hippies here.
I like to take care of myself.
At the end of the night, the artists and fans themselves proved to be enjoying the atmosphere, proving that even 30 years after the original festival, Woodstock was still the place to be.
Green to red, machine ahead.
By the next day, things started to take a turn for the worse.
Woodstock, day 2. I'm glad to see this guy over here brought his date for the pay-per-view. A lot of sex going on with Plastic Woman over here.
It was almost 100 degrees Fahrenheit outside with no shade to cool off under. Bottles of water cost $5 a piece and 6-inch pizzas cost $12 a piece. Outside food and drinks were banned, so this caused people to become angry.
Are you ready? Let's get it going!
The long lines for free water fountains were so long that people began to break the water lines, creating several mud pits throughout the site. Unsuspecting victims would be dragged into the mud pit by the people already there, as seen in this clip.
I noticed some people got dragged into the mud. Did you see that? What's that all about? Someone walks by and they drag them into the mud?
We're just trying to make everybody like us.
Nonetheless, the festival continued with many great acts that day.
You better check yourself before you wreck yourself. Come on, everybody, come on. Everybody just throw your hands in the air and wave them like you just don't care. Wakes up in the morning.
But as night began to fall, things began to crumble even worse. Limp Bizkit took the stage and told the crowd to break stuff.
How many people here ever woke up one morning and just decided it wasn't one of those days and you're gonna break some Well, this is one of them days, yo!
And from that point on, it never stopped.
You feel me? Woodstock? All right, let's bring it out. When this song kicks in, I want you to kick in. You got it? I'm like a straight song. I skin your ass wrong. And if my day keeps going this way, I just might break your face tonight. Give me some break. Give me some to break. Give me some to break.
The production team eventually had to even cut frontman Fred Durst's mic until he told the crowd to mellow out.
All right. Everybody out there, Woodstock. I did it all for the nookie. That mic ain't working. Don't play that, Wes.
The next two performances after Limp Bizkit did not help either. Rage Against the Machine took the stage along with Metallica following them. The bad thing was, there was still one day left of the festival, and the news had already gotten out across America of what Woodstock had turned into.
MTV News was forced to get off of home base. We felt it was too dangerous. There were people throwing glass bottles everywhere. We had to... MTV Tower people had to be evacuated. It was in all of the... In all of the concerts I've seen, I have never seen anything quite so out of hand as this. It was violent, it was dangerous, it was hostile, and my question for you is, why did no one from either security or the organization walk out to Fred Durst and say, man, can you ask these kids to chill?
There were 10 people that were taken off site, mostly preventative and cautionary because there were head injuries and they didn't feel that they wanted to deal with those on site.
We're dealing with the heat. We've had one baby that's being born as we speak, a couple other very pregnant women on site.
The next and final day took place on Sunday, July 25th, 1999, and organizers tried to calm the crowd down by starting the day off with Willie Nelson, and eventually it did work.
Mama, don't let your babies grow up to be cows. Don't let them pick guitars and drive them old trucks. Let them be doctors and lawyers and such.
But by that night, when Megadeth played on one stage closing the show, The Red Hot Chili Peppers closed the show from the other stage across the compound. Their closing song was a Jimi Hendrix cover called Fire, and when they played this song, the festival was set ablaze, and this continued throughout the night.
Oh, cool, let me slip it in your fire.
The next day, people left the site, and remarkably, no deaths were recorded on site. However, numerous sexual assault cases were reported, dozens of arrests were made, a few babies were born on site, and a lot of damage was caused. One report stated that 400,000 people attended, and 1 out of every 20 people reported being at least bruised, if not hurt worse. With all of these things, it's no wonder why another Woodstock has not taken place since that year 20 years ago in 1999. However, one of the original Woodstock founders, Michael Lang, says he is planning for Woodstock 2019, which will be a 50-year anniversary show.
We're planning our 50th, so
that's in the works?
It's in the works.
Is that a scoop, or is that something
That's
for the
a
public?
scoop.
Oh, cool.
It is supposed to take place on the original Woodstock site, and the official announcement is to be released to the media by the end of this year. Lang hopes to make Woodstock a yearly festival after 2019, and hopes it continues the tradition for years to come. Do you think it will work? Would you attend? What acts would you like to see? Well, we will all have to wait and see.